persistence, take me out.
Does he need to pay?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's the bare minimum.
What percent of the time are you talking about? Like once you're dating, should he pay 100% of the time?
The first date, you should 100% definitely pay, and then after that, I will offer to pay.
But you don't really want.
But you're still meant to say no. It's fine. I got this. But I hold my own, so I will offer to pay.
Okay, but like you're kind of. Would you be annoyed if he said, "Okay, yeah, go ahead"?
I'll get up and walk away. No, I'll just pay, and then I'll just be like, all right, now I see you. I see.
And will you not see him after that, or would you still see him?
I'll probably give him one more chance.
If he does it
just
twice, is it cooked?
Yeah, probably.
For me, it would just be like respect, loyalty, stuff like that.
Okay.
Do you want me to answer for a guy or for a girl?
Oh shoot, no, we're gonna do guys next. So you go.
I want you to be obsessed with me, to be honest. Yes. Like I want you to text me, call me all the time, but then don't be too much, not overbearing.
So I have a question. Is there someone you think of like the guy you loved the most? Like one guy that comes to mind?
Yeah.
Was he obsessed with you?
Yeah.
Okay. Usually I find that it's not the same. Like usually it's like the guy that the girl likes the most like isn't obsessed with them at all.
Really?
Yeah.
Nah, I feel like maybe...
Like texting you daily, nice dates. Is that like your type of?
Yeah, but like I want the minimum conversation maybe, or maybe minimal standard, like, oh, good morning, have a good night kind of thing.
Okay.
Like it doesn't have to be a full-on conversation all the time, but show me that you're interested.
What about dates? Should he pay 100% of the time?
I mean, if you're trying to court me, like they courted all the ladies back in the day, you should be paying, no? Like, all of this is not free. But then, obviously, as things like evolve, then I don't mind splitting or going halfways,
So I have a question. Are you a virgin?
No.
Okay. I would assume not. Just but I don't know. So do you feel like it's fair that we require traditional like the man paying when we're not traditional women because we're not virgins anymore?
That's a tough question. But you have to try before you buy, no? Are you gonna go all the way in without knowing what you're getting yourself into?
They used to.
They used to, and then they're all unhappy with like 10 kids and just staying at home taking care of the children.
Not really. The divorce rate's higher now.
Yeah, now because women want more. We demand more.
Yeah, but
standards are higher.
Yeah, but are we worth more?
Hell yeah.
Really?
Yeah, especially now because women are so independent, That's why I think our value is way higher.
I think our value is lower than ever before in all of human history. Yeah, they're really like the lowest value women possible on the planet. Wow. Because men value purity and youth. So the average age of first marriage in the UK is 31. That's not young. And by 31, how many bodies you got? So it's not offering to the things that men value. So it's like, how can we say... It's like you're requiring a higher price for a used product.
Not used, experienced. Because are you really going to get into a relationship or a situation with someone who doesn't have the experience or the tools to maybe, make you a better person or help you learn new things? Like, we're here to help each other. So I think you got to bring something to the table.
Yeah, but I think that's a very feminine mindset because like in your head, as women, I think we like project our mindset onto men sometimes. And so like from a woman's point of view, you do want a guy that's experienced and that you can learn from. But like from a man's point of view, they prefer men or women that are more pure.
Yeah, but that's not fair.
Then you want to be showered and babied and taken care of like I'm your mother. So therefore,
maybe the men you pick. But that's not all men though.
I feel like all men have that sense of like they want to be taken care of to a certain extent.
I think they want someone that's like kind and nurturing. I would agree with you.
But they also want a lot of similar qualities like their mother.
I mean, I think they want someone that would raise the kids. So like they want someone with motherly qualities because if they want a wife, they need someone to raise the kids. But like a guy that's worth a damn, he can take care of himself. Unless you're dating like bums.
Sorry, can I ask?
Go ahead.
Sorry, do you actually believe that guys like go for people who are like their mothers?
Yeah, to a certain extent. Because I feel like similar qualities.
like so I'm probably a rare case, right? I grew up with just a single dad, so no mama at all. So it's like I find that like statement like a bit weird for me personally, obviously, because I don't know what like.
But
what
did you
colleagues
have
look
any
at.
like female role models in your life?
No, but I had my brother and my dad. That's it. So
At all?
yeah, that's it. And then my dad did the cooking, ironing, worked every day, did everything.
Wow.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, we're not all the same, you know.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
usually we're speaking in general terms, though, right?
Well, and if we're gonna compare apples and oranges, kids that come from single father homes tend to have better outcomes than people that come from single mother homes. So you could argue that like women or men take care of themselves better than women, because like women we have more debt even though we make less money.
Yeah, I think you're right. Because when my parents divorced, it was like the reason why I went with my dad was because he was financially stable.
Yeah.
But my mother wasn't, so that is better for the kid in at the end of the day, unless like your mum's gonna marry a rich dude or something like that.
I don't know. I feel like, I don't know, with raising kids, finance, yes, is helpful, but then your morals are the most important, because one person can have a lot of money, but if they have no morals and no decorum, no sense of like acting like a person, then your child is already...
Can't they learn that from their dad, though? Why does it have to just be
No,
from
I
the
never
mum?
said that. It has
No,
to
I
be
know,
from the
yeah,
mum.
but-
But I'm just saying, even if they have the finances, doesn't mean that child is going to end up good or in a good place.
No, you're correct. But even so, it's like the kid that's in a single mother home is more at a statistical disadvantage than a single father home. Like he's more likely to drop out of school, more likely to go to prison, more like all the statistical disadvantages that you have like tend to be from single mother homes as opposed to single father.
Is that more males or females or both?
What do you mean?
Like the child, is it a male or female or both?
Well, by and large, like men tend to be more aggressive. I mean, as like a whole, like they're more disagreeable, so they tend to go to jail more. So I would guess it's probably more men.
Okay.
So what about you guys, do you think? What is the bare minimum that you feel like is required from a female?
I'll let Drew answer.
Go ahead.
Thanks. Somebody who's honest and forthright. I think communication is the most important thing in a relationship. Absolute trust, and trust is based on communication, understanding each other. So that's what I've always looked for first and foremost, to be honest. Obviously there are the physical elements to start off with, but then, that only lasts so long, and after that, it really is about trust and communication, or communication and building trust.
What about like cooking, cleaning? Do you feel like that's a bare minimum from someone you would take seriously? Like if you're paying for 100% of the dates, let's just say in the early stages, what would you require from the woman?
That's a good, interesting point. I mean, I'm personally, I'm independent enough to be able to cook and all of that kind of thing. But I think that if a woman isn't able to do that, it's a kind of a bit of a negative thing, really. If she's not able to do that kind of thing, in a lot of instances, they make a virtue of not being able to cook, not being able to clean, not wanting to clean.
I don't clean.
Yeah, that's right. It's like, sorry, that isn't a virtue, not for me, not as far as I'm concerned. I don't expect you to do it, but if you don't do it, then, sorry, what do you do?
So,
Honestly.
So if you're dating someone early stages, what do you expect from her? Like just like how we talk to the women and they say, I expect him to pay early on. Like, what do you expect? Anything?
I think things have changed very recently as far as expecting, to be taken to Novikov and that kind of thing. That's very, very new. I grew up during the 60s and 70s and sure as hell didn't do that kind of stuff. It was all 50-50. It was all going Dutch. That's what they called it. And that's only changed very recently. If a young lady was to expect me to pay, then that wouldn't come as a big surprise to me, but it wouldn't be a positive. It wouldn't be a positive sign.
So for me, with the paying side of things, usually I will pay anyway, like usually. But what I actually want, like this is how I kind of judge it, is for the woman to at least offer, or at least offer to pay half, right? She doesn't actually have to pay half, but it's just kind of like a respect thing. Like she would just be like, no, I'll pay half. And she doesn't have to. You can just then say, no, don't worry, I'll deal with it. And then that's fine. But it's just like, I'd like her to do that.
Yeah.
In terms of what I look for, yeah, it's 100% physical first. But after that, I actually look at for education, but not in terms of like academic. What I mean is just like educated in manners, educated in life, educated in like, I really couldn't deal with someone who's just like uneducated about just how the world works or how things actually are. So that's a huge turn off for me.
Yeah, that is a very good point.
What about like, what do you require that she do if you're taking her out on dates and courting her?
I mean, for me, honestly, it's just like having a good time or be up for doing things, right? If I want to do things, I want her to also want to do those things with me. I don't actually require personally like someone to cook or clean. Like I am married and my wife does do those things. She didn't before. So like she had never cooked before. She didn't clean around the house. She was just an English teacher. And the fact was when we lived together, she just started doing those things naturally. So it's kind of the same thing. Like she just decided, okay, I'm going to help you out. I'm going to do these things for you.
So why do you think women complain more about settling when we require more from men? We can just exist. Where men have to actually bring something to the table and do things.
Because they're never satisfied.
Go ahead.
Speaking to the mic, sorry.
Because they're never satisfied. I mean, it's in the nature of women not to be satisfied. And so anyone that they choose to eventually end up with, they will consider that to be settling.
I think maybe they're just always trying to aim higher. Like,
That's the same.
It's like like you said,
That's the same
unsettled.
thing.
Yeah, but like it is the unrealistic thing, right? Because I do have a different experience. My wife is from China, which have more traditional values, like try get married early, things like that.
Yeah.
And they just don't like do the Instagram stuff. Don't do Tinder really. Like some do. Like I can't speak for the whole of that. But yeah, it's just the Tinder and like Instagram world has changed the whole like view of everything. I feel like.
What do you guys think?